Guys, Romie here. This is the Real Housewives of New Jersey review for Season 7, Episode 18. This is Part 2 of the reunion. So, the episode starts off with, well, Chris is trying to tell his wife, Jacqueline, how, Teresa isn't a real friend, how she's not loyal, how it's like you can do so much for someone, and this is how they repay you. That's all true. But it's also a two-way street. Jacqueline has said a lot to make Teresa feel a certain way. Now, when they start back up the production, Andy needs to know, do you actually think, do you actually believe that Jacqueline went and called the feds? And Teresa, she cleans it up. She's like, no, I don't think that Jacqueline actually called the feds. I think that Jacqueline, she talked to people who then went and talked to the feds. And my whole thing is, this whole thing sounds ridiculous, but when you think about it, I think Jacqueline really went and did stuff and purposely had a hand? No. Do I think that Jacqueline was asked by people who don't wish Teresa well things? Yes. I'm sure that people who don't like Teresa went and asked Jacqueline, so what do you think's going on? Do you think this is true? Do you think that is true? Chris, at one point, jumped in and said, look, here's part of the issue. Chris was like, we knew a couple of years ago that it was going to go down because I actually knew someone who said that they wanted to speak with Joe. Well, that a partner wanted to speak with Joe. Joe basically was like, okay, I'll go and hear the guy out. After Joe heard the guy out and the guy said, oh, you did this and you did that, Joe was like, oh, tell the guy to go scratch. Because it was like, okay, the news was tell the guy to go scratch. That's what we did. And then next thing we know, a little bit more down the line, there's the lawsuit. And that's where Joe now had to go. And I'm just like, wow. What is it, 3-degree separation? That's crazy. How do I think that Joe still will have gotten in trouble possibly for something else? Yeah. Do we really know if that guy was really in the best interest of Joe? He possibly could have tried to implicate Joe in the first place by having Joe admit that there were issues. But part of the problem was that Jacqueline was also upset with Melissa, and Jacqueline felt that, oh, Melissa just used her, and once Teresa got back, then Melissa acted like, oh, everything was always peaches and cream. Melissa admitted, look, here's the thing. I will admit that when I was talking to Jacqueline at the, when we were doing the whole, did I tell you about the stripper gate? Yeah, I didn't answer quickly because I was just so surprised. Her delivery sucked, and because her delivery sucked, I was so thrown off that she even tried to put me in the middle of it. That's why I didn't just go in and jump in and say something about it. I feel bad because it's like, it's really sad that they can't get along. It's really sad that you can tell that there's love there. It's really sad that there's a lot of pettiness going all the way around. We get it. Melissa got a nose job. We get Melissa might have gotten 2 because the first one didn't go the way that she wanted it to. We get it. Why did Jacqueline have to bring that up? She didn't have to. Jacqueline saying, oh, she got 4 nose jobs. Teresa's trying to defend Melissa and saying, oh, that Jacqueline has a clown face. And it's like a clown face. She has an ugly face. She has the most surgeries here in this room. Singing Dolores is just like, wait a minute. What about us? We had, because Jacqueline was like, oh, these two over here had more surgeries. And Dolores saying, oh, I want to be the queen of surgeries. Like, I don't see what the problem is with being the queen of surgeries. Jacqueline at one point did say that Teresa's personality is very endearing. I feel like Dolores and Siggy were there just... Dolores and Siggy, to be honest with you, did more so Andy's job than normal, because their role wasn't to be regular castmates on this reunion. Andy, at some points, he was trying to get control of the situation, and he did, but it wasn't in the normal fashion. Siggy at times, Dolores at times stepped in. It's like, okay, enough's enough. Because the ladies were going back and forth so much, and it wasn't necessary. It really wasn't necessary. Um, I I just feel, I don't know. They talk about how Teresa is Teresa actually afraid of Joe going away. Of course, Teresa doesn't want to talk about it because she doesn't want to breathe life into it. And Andy kind of helped her out with the answer because Teresa didn't really know how to say what she was feeling without, one, possibly getting in trouble, because that was the main thing, and two, it's something that really spoke to what she believes. And she's just nervous because she doesn't know what's going to happen. She doesn't want to put it out there because she doesn't want it to, again, like I said, breathe life into it. Jacqueline, and then there's the whole issue of Kathy and Rosie. Teresa said, look, regardless of what they want to make you believe, Kathy and Rosie weren't there as much as they said that they were there. And of course I said the whole, if you need anything, my door's always open. Yeah, of course I said that because that was me just trying to, throw an olive branch and be nice. But they know exactly what I meant. And it was like, wait a minute. Well, some people will take that as my door's always open. No, it's kind of like giving someone the kiss of death. I thought I gave someone the kiss of death. I thought I gave them the kiss of death. It is what it is. We were cool, we were family. But I'm not really rocking with you, so I'm just going to go and play nice. But aside from me playing nice, you need to go. You need to go, because I'm not feeling this. It is what it is. I'm not sure if I'm going to review Season 8. They really have to revamp and do some different things for Season 8, because it was just a lot of familiar back and forth, a lot of cattiness. If you really looked at it, part of this reunion, so much of it was actually from kind of showing what happened and what's been happening, that instead of the actual dialogue, I felt like, what am I really watching here? And like I said, Siggy's job there was just to say how Jacqueline's a good person. I love Jacqueline. It is what it is. But she does have a terrible delivery. Chris, all the time, is trying to defend Jacqueline. But I just felt like, Chris, I understand what you're trying to do. I understand where you're trying to come from. But maybe it is time for you to exit stage left, because you do not want to be up there doing that. We can tell. You shouldn't have to be up there doing that. It's just a lot. We get you guys are friends. You wanted to defend your wife because you didn't feel like anyone else was going to really defend your wife for good reason, I suppose. And the thing is, they did bring up, and Jacqueline did admit, that the way how she handled the sit-down that Siggy tried to put together, which, by the way, Dolores said, I think I will just canceled it if I had to go and tell people, okay, I have to get security and I have to remove all of the knives. Jacqueline admitted, my delivery sucked, I understand that, and I wanted to talk to Teresa, and I shouldn't have talked at her, I should have talked to her. And Teresa's like, yeah, I would have been open to at least hearing her out. Now, here's my thing. I was like, Teresa, you said you didn't have any negative energy or certain energy going into it. That's not true. Because in the car, you were venting your frustrations and you felt like, okay, we shouldn't even be going. This is a trap. Jacqueline's going to be the way she always is. So you came in with the mentality of, this isn't going to work out. This is going to fail. But I guess because you said what you wanted to say in the car, and you probably made a promise that you were going to leave it in the car, you were going to go in there. But people can sense energy. They're not dummies. They can sense energy. So if your energy was, I'm not sure about this, they're going to know that. And they're going to have the reaction of, well, then maybe you shouldn't be here. I know you really don't want to be here. But Jacqueline actually admitted that she never really wanted to talk to Melissa. She just wanted to talk to Teresa. And this is the part of the reunion that irritated me, because they tried to show the good times and the bad times with Jacqueline and Teresa to try and get them to feel a certain way. And then even at the end, bringing their kids into it about how they pretty much plan to have their lives mended together. But I don't like the fact that it almost felt like they were trying to get them to be on one accord and to be friendly, when just a couple minutes ago they were throwing daggers. I get it, you're supposed to end But when you have real bad blood and real issues there, it's hard for people to, because Jacqueline's just like, I get it. I love her kids. I really appreciate when they supported me with Nicholas. I didn't expect them to go and do that. And there is love for them. And even Melissa and Teresa, are holding hands because they're like, the whole kids thing and the fact that there is love on both sides. It's just not... Siggy is like, I want a group hug. This is just hard for me. Yes, I'm not used to being around this type of animosity. I was looking at Siggy though, like, at first I thought Siggy was going to say she's not going to come back, because that's what it felt like. And that's what I was ready for her to say. The fact that she may be coming back, that's fine. She does bring a different dynamic. I don't know. I just hope that she's not trying to play too much of the peacemaker next season. I hope that everyone just lets it lay, like Dolores. I think Dolores was more so willing to let it lay, let it be what it is, but everyone else wanted it to kind of come together. One other thing to talk about, Melania, we know she loves Joe, and Joe being gone, she's doing a lot better than what we thought she would be doing, just because, she's so close to her father, and so that's a good update. Again, the way how it ended, they didn't even give, like, kind of status updates of what everyone's doing, but it didn't really matter. That's the truth, it didn't really matter. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm not making any promises for me doing next season.